We got Easy E back here on the program. Eric Scallan is going to be taking on Nolan Norwood at WFC 97 on November 10th. Eric, what's going on, man? How are you?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Yeah, just finished up my last sparring session last night. Got some light mitts in today, man. So yeah, we're just wrapping up the camp right now, man. Just a little exhausted, as you should be, towards the end of your training camp. But man, I feel great, man. So.
That's awesome. And this is a bit of a quick turnaround for you. When did you find out about this fight? Because it's nice, I'm sure, having back-to-back fights like this.
Yeah, immediately afterwards, I think they were trying to line me up with a guy with a tomato can, and I was like, I was pretty adamant about finding, the next tough challenge, So I went on tapallergy.com and I was looking around and I saw this guy. I was like, man, this guy is ranked real high. He's actually, not that it really matters, but I saw he was kind of ranked, tied first with me. I was like, okay, well, I got to put an end to this, So he seems like just the most logical opponent. I asked for the fight, and sure enough, I think at first they said no because he was a little banged up from his last fight, but then they eventually agreed to it. It's actually going to be a catch weight, which I've never really done. I'm going to do it. We're going to do it at 175. The guy's normally an 85er, and honestly, I cut a lot of weight. I cut a lot of weight, and look, if I can save myself from murdering myself those extra 4 pounds, then I'm going to do it. Obviously I wouldn't do that on like a regional stage, but man, it's a local promotion. It really doesn't matter. We can meet at any weight. So.
Yeah, and I was going to say it's right before Thanksgiving too, which is great. So you go out there. Let's say you get the win. I mean, that's a nice way to go into Thanksgiving, especially getting to eat all that extra food.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And I say just the way every weight cut is different. Like some people think, oh, well, you just made the weight, so your next weight cut should be easier. And it's like, man, that's not always the case. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, absolutely. I'm going to destroy my body after this in the way possible.
And in the meantime, you're taking on Nolan Norwood, like I mentioned off the top. He's got that 10-5 record. How do you feel like you match up against him in this fight?
I think it's a very evenly matched. I think he's just real tough, real durable. Not a guy I can really let off the pedal. Or, if I let him back in the fight, he's going to rebound, So tough to finish, but I feel I'm technical, a little bit more technical in almost every aspect. I think he has a pretty decent striking game, and he's pretty active with his jiu-jitsu, So I'm looking forward to I'm expecting some fun scrambles for sure.
How have you structured this training camp, and who are some of your main training partners?
Man, my main training partners, man, I've been getting together with Tim Crater, and I've been meeting real late at night, man. Usually I get off of work kind of late. I train during the day, do a little individual stuff, and then I've been meeting with Tim Crater and the guys from Lafayette, the Lafayette location, and man, we just Dustin Poirier just came back in town. Angela Lee, she actually.
I saw that. I saw you posting that on your Instagram. That's pretty cool.
I talked to her a little bit, and I believe she's transferring over to our team for a little bit, to kind of change up her training environment. So, I mean, not that we train together or anything, but, man, anytime you bring in a new person, it kind of builds the energy in the room, And then, man, we have guys from, Baton Rouge, about an hour away that they come drive to me and I come drive to them. And I tell you what, man, I know, yeah, look, we're not an American Top Team. We're not a Factory X, but, we have everything we need to compete at the top level in Louisiana. We just have to drive a little bit more planning, but we have what it takes for sure, So, and I think a lot of people, they want to shoot off and say, well, I'm going to go train in Vegas. And look, it's much easier that way. It's a lot harder to sit there and build your amateurs and build a team and build a program, So that's what we're doing, man.
You mentioned Dustin Poirier. He was supposed to be fighting this Saturday at UFC 230. How's he doing? I'm sure you talked to him. You guys are close. How's he holding up with obviously the unfortunate news?
Yeah, he's doing great, man. Like I said, he just had that injury, and it was really something he really had to take care of, just previously. It's been something that it's been ongoing. It's been like a running joke for a couple of years, I think his original injury may have stemmed from, we had like one of those stretching machines back, those old school karate machines, and you would crank it like that and you would stretch your leg. I want to say like it jacked him up from that. Or I'll also have a bad hip, and that may have been from that as well, So, but no, he's in great spirits. The recovery process is going well. And he's taking it, being very cautious with his training, So, but man, like I said, it's just good to have him in the room, in between my sparring sessions. He was in between my rounds talking to me, and man, you just feed off the energy, And so, man, he definitely brings that energy to the room, And you want to perform for him, you want to compete for him, and you don't want to let up, during practice. So, I mean, we love it, man. We love it.
And last question on Poirier, just more a curiosity thing. How often does he spend time back home? Because I believe he lives in Florida. So how does he split things up in terms of when he has a camp coming up and has to go train an American top team?
No, he lives in Louisiana. He lives in Louisiana. Yeah, that was the most recent change. He actually lives about a half mile away from my gym, So he's right down the road. And whenever he's not in training camp, I mean, he's training with us or kind of doing his own thing, working with his nonprofit. And then, once 6 to 8 weeks out, he's at American Top Team. And I think he has an apartment out there now where he does Airbnb. So, this is home for him, And it's good to have him back for sure. The whole Louisiana community, definitely enjoys having him around.
It wouldn't be an interview with us if we didn't talk about some recovery. I know Terphouse has been hooking you up with the CBD stuff. How's recovery looking as far as this training camp, healing up those bumps and bruises?
Yeah, absolutely, man. The CBD oil is definitely for the anti-inflammation. It definitely helps me out, man. I take it especially after my sparring sessions, real late at night. I spar at like maybe 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night, and then I got to go to bed, to get to work.
It helps with the sleep too, which is great.
Yeah, it helps with the sleep and the inflammation, and then whenever you have any type of injuries, you don't have to deal with any type of pain pills or anything like that, So it's been great, man. I'm 100% healthy.
Who's going to be in your corner for this fight?
In my corner, I'm actually going to have Tim Crater. Poirier should be in my corner, and I believe one of my amateurs, one of my students, one of my up and comers. I always like them in the corner. Well, because I train with them so much, but a lot of times I'm kind of a coaching figure for them, but they don't realize how much they actually help me as well. So I want them kind of stepping up into that coaching role as well. So we'll have those three.
How do you see this fight playing out on November 10th?
I'm gonna finish him, man. We're working real hard on my stand up. Definitely going to lay in some body kicks, and we're not going to mess around. And like I said, man, I'll take the W any which way you want to give it to me. We want a quick submission. I can grind it out I'm more than happy to grind it out for 15 minutes. And man, he may be a guy that I'm going to have to grind out or pound out, or he's going to take whatever I put on him, So I'm ready for whatever.
Anything lined up after this, or you just see how this fight goes and reassess?
Yeah, I know we have the holidays coming up, man, but I mean, I'm ready to take anything that comes my way. I've been kind of, we're kind of just sitting back and we're waiting for a big opportunity, And right now the ball is in my court, and I have to win. I can sit here, I can do all the interviews I want, and I can gripe to my manager and all this stuff about how I'm not getting a shot. But at the end of the day, I got to win, and I have to win in a very entertaining and almost dramatic fashion. This is the entertainment business, and if I'm just sitting there squeaking out victories, I'm not going to go anywhere, So definitely we want the finish, and we want it to be an exciting finish. I may throw an axe kick in there, maybe some spinning shit. Who knows,
I like it. As people know, if anyone follows me on Instagram, they know that I'm a big retro gaming fan. So I was delighted to see that you had a post regarding Altered Beast for the Sega Genesis. I just wanted to know sort of what are your favorite games that you used to play growing up? Are there any favorite retro games you have?
Man, absolutely, man. I would say, like I said, I was born in '85, so we're around the same age. So when I was real little, my cousins and my uncles, they had Altered Beast, and I was always waiting my turn to play. And I don't know if you played that game recently.
I have. Yeah, actually I have. It still holds up. It's a little slow, but it's still a good game.
It's pretty bad, man. It's pretty bad, but they still have the cheat code where you can transform to any beast you want pretty early in the level. So, man, that and was it Mario 3? But man, every time I play Mario 3, I can't help but to use the cheat codes. It's they're like, oh, I'm gonna play. I'm like, I'm gonna use this flute real quick. Bam, 6 levels later. So I definitely love the Sega Genesis. Man, Sonic the Hedgehog is always a favorite. But man, I really hit my stride and my peak, I would say, in the Nintendo 64 area with Mario 64, Mario Kart, Cruising USA, Oh man, yeah. So some 64. Man, so I worked offshore about 3 4 years ago, and so I used to carry this all on my laptop. And I actually beat Mario 64 and Legend of and like the Zelda game. I'm like, man, what am I doing with my life? I'm sitting here beating all these video games, but but man, once you have a kid, that they will ruin your gaming career. So I'm hoping to get back into it, man. The last game I really played was like Grand Theft Auto 5 and Assassin's Creed Black Flag. But then, man, I'm hopefully, my kids get a little older and I can start playing like the new Red Dead Redemption. I feel like I'm sitting on the sidelines.
Yeah, and you're waiting to get pulled in once you have some free time. I hear you.
I miss it. I miss it.
Yeah. Well, I like the retro games. I say this to people all the time. I still play a lot of them because you don't need to put a lot of time into it. Like these new games, you got to invest a lot of hours into that. But I can go, play some NHL 94 on the Sega Genesis or some NBA Jam, and I can play a quick 20-minute game and still go back to being a dad. So that's one of the things I do like about it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I remember like they had all the old school Madden games. Like all they had Madden 2000 or 90. I said 2000, 95, 96. It got serious, man. Joe Mastano's sports talk football. Woo, halfback pass every single time.
Exactly. And what about NFL Blitz? You do the Hail Mary all the time on the 64.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, those were the days, man. Definitely some good gaming there. And this is definitely going to be a good fight, man. It's coming up here November 10th, WFC 97. Eric, always good catching up with you, man. Just remind people where they can find you on social media. And if you have any sponsors or shout outs, the floor is yours.
Right, man. Yeah, you can find me on Facebook, Eric Scallan, or on Instagram, Eric_Scallan. Shout out to Plant Nutrition, the Terphouse, Travis Electric, anyone else that I may have left out. Man, I've had so many people, especially at this amateur level, just to take the time out and just help me out just a little bit, help me out with training or gas. Man, it all adds up, So the amount of people that help me out, financially, to help me follow a dream, I mean, they're not getting any return in this, they're just helping me follow a dream. So I appreciate that.